So far we've uploaded great shots from the world's best players, but a new thing that's going to come to the channel is the bad shots. We're not letting you guys get away with it. I've already put my own 8-ball shot on there and ribbed myself, so it's time for me to rip everybody else. The video is going to be called Coulda, Woulda, Shoulda. And what that means is, I'm sure you've all done it where you've played a match, you've made a mistake, you come off the table, somebody says, oh, could you not have done that? I would have done this. And even yourself, I should have done that, I should have done this. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. We're kicking off 2020 Moscone Cup, Chris Robinson versus Catchy. It was 4-4 and 1-1.
Sort of in betweener here, you could put loads of low left spin on and let it slide up the rail, or pop it over the other side, and I think it's low left, sliding it up to the end of the table. Maybe not on that shot, it's kind of an in-betweener, it's a choice. Oh, you really got hold of that.
So he's on the 3-ball, and this is where, in my opinion, things started to get a little bit tricky. He plays this shot. If you can see on the video, he's actually aiming quite low on the cue ball, and I believe he's trying to just stun down to the middle of the table. But upon impact, when he delivers the cue, I think he ends up hitting the cue ball a little bit too high, and the cue ball comes down here and just leaves him what might not seem like a funny angle to you guys watching on TV, but if you play pool a lot, you know he's just landing that little bit of a funny area, and this is where for me it started to go a little bit wrong. So he's ended up playing down here, and I think if he'd have just played a little stun shot anywhere in the middle of the table, you're just leaving yourself that bit more of a natural angle. I could play the shot tomorrow and land there, I could land here. The main thing is following that correct line down the middle of the table. Chris didn't, and that's for me where things started to go wrong. So because he didn't land in the middle of the table, he's now faced with, as the great Alison Fisher said, just that like little bit of a 50-yard line type weird shot, and now I'm stood behind the table and behind this shot. It's kind of like, if it was a bit more to the left, he could have just drawn it off the one rail with a bit of spin here. Now he's got to pump it in and try and get over here, and I know it looks easy, but when you've got your teammates watching and you're live on Sky Sports, he will have been wishing the cue ball was here. Chris might well have tried to be putting the cue ball there, and he just played a poor shot. But this is what happens in pool. You're starting to try and start chasing the finish. So now he's got to try and pump this in. So let me just mark the cue ball so I can put it back. So let's just have a look. So you're down here, and you've got to kind of like force this with a bit of left, and you can hack it like a complex. I'm in the commentary box now. To be fair, that is like the second shot I've played of the day. Crikey, that was didn't do that too good, did I? So you're down here. That's it, that pretty good. But still a little bit straight on the 6. Not quite right. You want to be down here. That's why. Let me just get the 4-ball back. If Chris would have put the cue ball around the middle of the table, now he can just float this ball in and land anywhere on this side rail. Which means he's guaranteed a lovely angle on the 6. All you've got to do is pop the 6, float down to this middle point again. Chris wins his first ever Moscone Cup singles points. because now we're chasing, he's nearly scratched this, he's near the pocket, he's near the rail, so now he's just got a natural angle to pop the ball, come off the side rail. Not ideal where you want to be, but he's still at the table, he's still got a great chance. Now, if I was behind this ball and I was trying to pop this ball, of course, rule number one, you're looking at the natural angle where it's going. You can't jack down on this or manufacture something that's not there, you've just got to pop your ball. He kind of rolls it in and floats it. He probably did try and get the cue ball to bounce off a little bit more, but unless you've played on that table in that arena, you won't appreciate how fast it is and how responsive it is. And it can make you a little bit edgy on the shot. So I do believe he's tried to bounce the cue ball off, but again, he's slightly under it this shot. Let's have a go. Yeah, and as you see, Chris stops here, and that would have been fine. I know the cue ball's running down, but now I'm stood behind it, it's just a straight shot. You could even play a stop shot and leave a long gate, which you wouldn't. You try and draw it back a little bit. And again, he missed a little bit of a trick there as well. So this is a bit like the 4-ball. You stood behind the shot and it's just that little bit of a funny angle. Maybe an option for Chris would be to take his medicine and kind of spin it in and come sort of, let's just do this a minute, and go like this, underspin the ball. That was pretty much the same line he had and he come down here, obviously, as we've all seen. Now, yeah, he's not straight on the 8, but at least this way, he could float the 8 in and come down and here, or probably just spin it in off the 2 and back out to the middle. So we're pretty much roughly where we want to be here. I think I've got myself okay. If I haven't, please leave me a comment and say, Karl, you've not got the balls in the right spot. I'm stuck behind this shot now for the first time, and it sort of looks like I could cut that ball in. I mean, it's thin, but it's definitely cuttable. Now, yeah, I get the cue balls going up there, but maybe there's a case for just chopping the 8 in and trying to come off there and maybe spin off here and just come light in this area and give yourself a pot on the 9. Not entirely sure what Chris tried to do, I won't lie. If he has played the bank, then as we all know, the cue ball's just got lost way up here. Did he try and play a safety and come off here? I don't know. Did he just try and play the bank and leave the cue ball here and leave a pot? I don't know. But one thing is, you've got a shot clock, there's pressure, he probably knows he shouldn't be in this position, and your mind starts to get a bit crumbled and you think, oh, what have I done here? So you can rush the shot a little bit and get a little bit giddy. So let's just have a go and see if I can, one take, try and chop this ball in. I will be happy if I hit the 8 though. So it is thin, as I said. It's a lot thinner now down it. And trying to play it with just a little bit of right hand spin. Yeah, just a little bit like that. Now, I'm hoping I did put the balls in the correct spot, but it was definitely achievable. Main thing, if you do take that shot on, is try and pop the ball. Because if you pop the ball, A, you're still at the table. And yeah, the cue ball, we knew it was going up here, and just hopefully we get some kind of bounce over this side of the table. It was an option. I don't know what Chris Robinson said. Chris, if you're watching this video, stick it in comments for the lads and let us know what shot you were playing. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. I hope you enjoyed this new video that's coming to the channel. There's going to be plenty more of this stuff. If you've got a video of a good shot or a bad shot that you've seen in pool and you want me to do a review like this, send me the video and I'll have a go. Don't forget to subscribe, share and all that mojo. I'll see you soon.